Was it April? MONSTERBASS Bag for the month of April. That's right, they came out with the bags. No more boxes. Yeah. As much as I love these things, I'm ready for these to go back to the bags. So I utilize these bags all the time. So, before we get into this month's bag, if you don't mind, please be kind and rewind. Everyone knows that. Back in the 80s and 90s. So, anyway, if you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button. That's all I got. I appreciate it. You know, we've got a lot of great subscribers coming in. A lot of people coming in. I've also sent out some of my Ned heads that I make and sent them out to people. And thank you for those who have got those. I hope you can catch a lot of fish on them. Please be sure to tag me. But without further ado, we'll get into this MONSTERBASS bag. I'm off my soapbox. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Thanks so much. Make sure you hit the like button. You can share this video out to people so they can see what kind of bags we got. Also, I got some fishing content coming up, and will so throughout the year, as I'm a co-angler in the BFLs, as well as doing some team tournaments. But let's get into this video today. MONSTERBASS bag for the month of April. So, this particular month is the Carolina rig. So these are the items in here to do the Carolina rig. If you get this month's subscription bag, this gives you a little booklet here. It gives you all the lessons that you could ever want. It tells you how to do it. It talks about Rick Petrie. He's the founder of MONSTERBASS. He used to work for another company that was horrible, so we'll just leave it at that. It talks about, you know, lesson 1, lesson 2, and so forth. And the thing is on here you can scan with your QR code right here, and you can get a video. It takes you right to the MONSTERBASS channel, which also takes you right to the rigging basics. In this case, it's Tyler Burden. Great guy. He is actually from here in Ohio. So, but without further ado, it gives you like moon phases and all that. If you really, like I said, you get it, you'll take a look at it. Epic Garrett, the bait keeper. Well, next month's bag. So this month was Carolina rig. Last month was the Texas rig. Next month, which is going to be the month of May, it's going to be the drop shot. Can't wait for that. So without further ado, let's get into the baits. You gotta have hooks when you do a Carolina rig. So MONSTERBASS has put in some Saber-Tooth Series EWG 3-aught hooks, and you get a package of 5 in here. Really nice hooks. You know, you gotta have a sticker, man, and you know the sticker's always around. And the golden ticket every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Rick Petrie and the MONSTERBASS team will get on YouTube. It's youtube.com/MonsterBass Co. So go over and check them out. I'll leave everything in the description below, so if you forget, it'll be down there. Alright, here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, he gave me 2 things of hooks. Sweet. EWG 3-aught hooks. Then you have this Carolina rig kit from Monster Bass. It's got a 1/4 ounce and a 1/2 ounce weight to it. You're going to have a clacker, you're going to have your beads, swivels, and obviously your weight. So your main line will come off your pole. When it comes through, you'll have you will put your weight on there, which you decide which weight you want to do. 1/4 ounce will be good. This is a tungsten weight. Then you would put a bead, and it doesn't matter which color of bead here. You can do red or black, right? And then you put so we'll say we'll go with let's go with a red bead. Then you put this little brass cylinder thing here. It's called the clacker, or it's a clacker, so it'll go in between that. And then you would put this bead, the black bead, and then you would tie off to your swivel. So that's the first part of the Carolina rig. The second part you would need to get, it's up to you what you want to put as a leader on this. What I mean by leader is you can use fluorocarbon, copolymer, or even monofilament lining. Mono will actually float. Your copolymers are a little bit tougher and a little bit, rigid and abrasive proof. And then you got your fluorocarbon. So whatever you decide, you can get anywhere between a foot to 3 to 4 foot long. Now you got to remember, when you cast this, you're reeling up to the tip of your rod. You can't reel all that stuff inside, so you want to keep enough room where you go to cast it and it goes out there. But anyway, the Carolina rig, once you get down to the swivel, you get you a leader. I typically run, and I'm not very good at Carolina rigging, so please, I'm not to say so and all that. It's a technique that I barely learned. I actually use it on my catfish rigs a lot. I do a lot of catfishing, so a lot of my catfishing rigs, I do a similar Carolina rig, weights. I don't do a swivel on my Carolina or on that. Some of them you can, the swivel, leader, and then a circle hook. This will be an EWG hook. But anyway, you can get anywhere from 18 to 24 to 26 inches. Some people go up to 3 feet. That's up to you. It's your personal preference, okay? Then you would tie one end to your swivel, and then your other end would come down and tie to your hook. Once you tie off to your hook, then you need to add your plastics. And this is where it's important. You can use any type of plastic you want on a Carolina rig. It doesn't specify that it needs to be 14 inches in length and curly tail, all that. You can use any plastic whatsoever. Now, I highly suggest not to use a drag and drop. It's too light, right? Or a Rattle Ned in the Guggen lineups, or use like a little TRD from Z-Man. I wouldn't use that because they're for Ned rigs, not necessarily for Carolina rigs. But it doesn't mean you can't use it. I just prefer not to use it. I would use something like the worm here from Nico, or what's in this bag, the Grande Bass little design airtail worm. Look at that. You hook it up Texas rig style. Lightweight hook, like I said, goes in through there. This is a bulbous tail, so it's going to float and hold air. So it's going to help it float. So when you're dragging it, it just, you know, goes down subtly. That's one bait you could use. And this is a 6-inch Airtail Wiggler. Watermelon red. Great for clear water. Grande bass. And you can use it in dirty water. Next up is the Boar Hogs. I absolutely want to do this. You know, Elastec Boar Hogs. These are a 4-inch hog bait. Green pumpkin. As you know, it's Elastec, so it stretches. As well as nice little pinchers. If I can get them apart. That's why it's good to have scissors. Look at that. So, you have your hook. Hook it Texas rig style. Make sure you expose that point so it becomes weedless. And then you would drag your Carolina rig. This will go back here. And this type of plastic floats versus like a stick bait, a Gary Yamamoto stick bait, or any type of little stick bait. This will actually float. That will actually just shimmer and fall to the bottom because of the salt content. So it's a little bit more dense. But anyway, this would be a killer thing on your Carolina rig. So you basically, all you would need is yourself, your baits, and you would be, you can go out Carolina rigging once you get your bag. So then we switch a little bit to it. Now that is your Carolina rig items that you will get in the Monster Bass bag. Also part of the bag is you'll get a Neko, Monster Bass Neko. And you will also get some other items that you could use to help catch your fish in the month of April. Right now with them going up, transitioning up out of the depth of the warm air or warm water, moving up into the shallows to spawn. Carolina rig works really great in flats, shallow flats, meaning shallow flats about anywhere from 10 to 15 feet deep. This works really good around wood and all that. Well, you're going to find humps, stuff like that. This is where these baits come into play. Grass and these other baits come into play, so you can catch potentially your next PB. This one is from Lucky Strike, and it's called your Deep Smoothie. Red Air, 3/8 ounce. I don't know, I've never threw one of these. So next up is a square bill crank, CT3 to 5, which means it will go to 3 to 5 feet. 3/8 ounces is a floating crankbait. It's called Mr. Streak Shad. That's pretty cool for Mark. That's pretty cool. That would definitely, smaller size, definitely catch them around here. You know, our shad that we have are not very big here in Ohio and in the Midwest. So this will work wonders against sexy shad. And last but not least, the Vicious Fishing Ripper 110 1/2 ounce floating jerkbait. Not a fan of floating jerkbaits. I think they get up out of the column too quickly. But and this color here is gill. Look at that. Split ring. Ow. Sharp hooks. Nice bill. Little orange on the bottom. Make it look like it's a bluegill. Got the vicious in there. Got the orange eye. Nice color pattern to it. You got 3 treble hooks. And of course this is going to be your 110, so 110 millimeter in length from tip to tip. Okay. 1/2 ounce. And this actually will only go down to probably, I want to say 4 to 6 feet. So it'd be nice to fish over grass, especially this time of year. With those fish being in the grass trying to hide in there. Throw this over the top of it, let it set, and then of course it shimmers back up. So, and that is all we got for today, ladies and gentlemen. So again, this is the Monster Bass bag for the month of April. We'll go back over the baits. So first of all, I got a deep diving crankbait. It's got right here. I don't even know what this thing runs. Oh, this runs 5 to 8 feet. From Lucky Strike. Here's your arc, CT 3 to 5. So CT 3 to 5 arc bait. And it's really nice. I like the color to that. Sexy shad. Vicious Fishing. You got a jerkbait. This is a tournament series Ripper 110, 110 millimeter jerkbait, 1/2 ounce gill color. It's a floating jerkbait, so on the pause it'll start to float up. Okay, this started this video out with the Carolina rig. Here's a Carolina kit from Monster Bass, 1/2 ounce and a half ounce. I'm sorry, a 1/4 ounce and a 1/2 ounce weight tungsten. Very nice. So you can get out there and start Carolina rigging. Sent me 2 things of hooks, the Saber 2 series EWG hooks. Very nice. Use those. Really excited for this. I think this is my favorite bait. I'm really excited to try this out in a Carolina rig, by the way. I will run a Carolina rig again this year. Haven't caught anything, but I will attempt to catch something. It's a green pumpkin and boar hogs from Z-Man. Elastec plastic. Very hard to tear up. Then the Grande bass. You got your worm. You have your sticker, your glide bait sticker. You have your golden ticket. Your booklet, and last but not least, your Monster Bass Neko. Like I said, the hogs, these hogs from Z-Man, really interested to try them out this year. Definitely one of my favorite baits for this bag. What is your favorites? Comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you for coming by. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It will mean a world to me. And we'll keep going up. And that's the only way we can go from here. As you all know, tight lines, God bless. We out of here. Deuces.